So, Onara Muthukumarana is a dedicated grade 12 student at Stephen Lewis Secondary School in Thornville, Ontario, Canada. She's an accomplished leader serving at the Warrant Office, second class, and Deputy Squadron Warrant Officer in the Air Cadets. Beyond her leadership roles, Onara is a certified lifeguard. The stage is yours.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Onara Muthukumarana, a grade 12 student from Stephen Lewis Secondary School in Ontario, Canada. So, have you ever wondered what makes you do things? How you make choices and overall stay motivated to do something? Around 3 weeks ago, I was wondering the exact same thing. And now, here today, I might just have the answer. Today, I'm going to teach you the fascinating neuroscience behind motivation, how our brain structures, neurotransmitters, and both internal and external factors drive goal-directed behavior. All of you must be thinking, what is motivation? Like, yes, I know we all know what it is in the back of our minds, but do we really know? Well, if you don't, motivation is a fundamental psychological construct that drives most human behavior, shaping decision-making and goal-directing actions. It results from an intricate relationship between neurotransmitters, brain structures, and external and internal factors. The most important brain structures that support motivation are the amygdala, prefrontal cortex, and reward system. Dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, and endorphins are also essential to these processes and are neurotransmitters that additionally alter motivation. On top of these things, there are a few external variables that need to be taken into consideration, and they depend on intensity. And then finally, we have internal variables, such as physiological state, cognitive processes, and emotional responses that guide behavior towards accomplishment of particular objectives that are all included in motivation. So, let's begin with brain structures that drive motivation. There are three key regions, as I mentioned earlier. The first one I'm going to start with is the reward system, also known as the mesolimbic pathway. This is central to motivation. This system predicts and processes rewards, reinforcing actions tied to positive outcomes. Regions like the nucleus accumbens and the ventral tegmental area are pivotal in this pathway, helping guide or pursue rewards. Then you have your prefrontal cortex. This helps us manage long-term goals and decision-making. It evaluates options and helps control impulse behavior, ensuring our actions are aligned with broader objectives rather than short-term gratification. Any damage to your prefrontal cortex can impair any decision-making you have and alter your abilities to achieve goals. Then finally, you have your amygdala. This processes emotions and assigns values to experiences based on their emotional significance. It influences how we respond to rewards and penalties, guiding our motivation through emotional experiences. Now let's turn to the neurotransmitters. These are the brain's chemical messengers. They're crucial in regulating motivation. So dopamine. Dopamine is a pretty common term that a lot of people probably know. And this is essential for motivation. It reinforces behavior by signaling the anticipation of rewards. It works in the mesolimbic pathway, so the reward pathway, and it promotes that goal-directed behavior by strengthening the connection between actions and your rewards. So when you receive something positive or a reward, that is when your dopamine is released into your body. Then you have serotonin. This regulates mood and emotional well-being and plays a significant role in long-term motivation. Serotonin helps maintain perseverance, particularly when obstacles arise. And then you have endorphins. Endorphins are released during physical and emotional challenges. They reduce pain and promote a sense of well-being, allowing us to push through a difficult task and be motivated to push through it. Now you have your norepinephrine. This enhances your focus, energy, and overall arousal. It plays a key role in the fight or flight response, which can elevate motivation in high-pressure situations. So for the flight response, if something's happening, then you are motivated to quickly do something else or like run away. Now, stress. Stress is something that everybody goes through. And depending on the duration of the stress, it can impact motivation in different ways. So if you have short-term stress, that can boost your motivation. It sharpens focus and helps us take action, especially when facing something urgent. So, for example, for a lot of us students, when a deadline is approaching, we use that stress to actually get motivated and finish whatever we were doing. For example, if an assignment was due at 11:59, we would be motivated to finish before the deadline. Then you have chronic stress. This, on the other hand, has a negative impact on motivation. Chronic stress often leads to burnout, causing exhaustion, decreased performance, and poor decision making. The key is managing the stress to avoid these long-term negative effects. Motivation is also influenced by physiological states and emotional responses. Physiological conditions like hunger, thirst, or energy levels significantly influence motivation. These internal states prioritize actions. So when we feel thirsty, we immediately want to go get water. Or if we're hungry, we immediately want to go get food. And then we have emotions. Something like a positive emotion, such as joy or excitement, drive persistence and engagement in a task. So if you really like something, you want to keep doing it. Whereas a negative emotion like fear or frustration can lead to avoidance or drop in motivation. Like you don't want to do something, or you'll just avoid it completely. Motivation can be driven by two primary forces, intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's driven by personal interest, curiosity, and the joy of accomplishment. People who are intrinsically motivated are more likely to stay engaged and persist through a challenge. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is driven by external rewards, like money, recognition, praise, or awards. While extrinsic rewards can guide behavior towards specific goals, they may not sustain long-term engagement if the rewards are removed. So if you get an award, then you don't really have motivation to keep going since you already got that reward. Now we have B.F. Skinner's theory of operant conditioning. Operant conditioning offers insight into how external incentives and punishments influence motivation. It reinforces and strengthens behavior by rewarding it with desired outcomes, such as praise or bonuses. And then punishments decrease undesirable behaviors, either through introducing negative consequences or removing positive rewards. For example, you can see this in like training dogs. So when a dog does a trick and it sits down, you give it a treat. That is positively reinforcing that behavior and telling the dog that, oh, when I do this, then that will be something positive from it. So understanding motivation also has real-world implications in many areas. In education, for example, motivating students through both intrinsic methods, like fostering curiosity, and extrinsic rewards, such as grades, can encourage a deep learning and goal achievement. In healthcare professionals can improve patient adherence by understanding the factors that drive motivation, creating strategies to align treatment goals with both intrinsic values and external rewards. And then in the workplace, balancing intrinsic satisfaction, such as meaningful work, with extrinsic rewards like salary or promotion, can lead to a higher productivity and employee satisfaction. And then overall, to wrap up, motivation is a very complex process, shaped by brain regions like the prefrontal cortex, amygdala, and reward system, which elevate rewards and guide behaviors. Neurotransmitters such as dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, and endorphins all influence emotional states, focus, and goal-directed behavior. And then you also have your internal factors like emotions and physiological needs. Your external factors like stress can either boost or hinder your motivation. And understanding these interactions help optimize decision-making, goal achievement, and overall well-being. Thank you all for your attention. I hope this presentation provided valuable insight to the neuroscience behind motivation, understanding the intricate interplay of brain structures, neurotransmitters, and external and internal factors that can all help us manage our motivation and achieve our goals more effectively. Thank you.